What up, my peoples? This is Rob with Wise Life. Uh, had a thought. I wanted to share it. Um, how independent are you? How independent am I? How independent are we? All right. It might be the season for independence, the season to be able to uh, make moves that don't concern others and especially don't concern governments, entities of authority, uh, and certain groups that you know have the propensity to show that they yearn and uh, desire power, position, and authority. Um, we see the different manipulations that are going on in this world, all across the world. It's inescapable. I wouldn't know how to spell that off the top of my head, but it's inescapable. All right, can't run and hide from this stuff, man. This stuff is just it's crazy out here. Uh, you guys know what I'm talking about for the most part if you've been paying attention, if you've been watching and praying. But I want to read. I want to read a few scriptures out of Ecclesiastes, verse 3. All right, it says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the sun or under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace." And so, with those verses being read and spoken right now, we in some certain times in that scripture right there. All right, just to reiterate a few. All right, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Maybe time for us to, you know, pull our roots and look around for more fertile ground to plant them in. All right, it's man, it's wicked everywhere, but where we are over here in the States, it is plumb debauchery evil. It is plumb uh, maniacal and sinister wickedness, pure wickedness going on. It's unbelievable. We've uh, been given a fantastic lie. We've been given beautiful chaos. And it's unsustainable. All right, it's unsustainable. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Might be time to cast some stones away from here and go somewhere else and gather some more new ones. All right. One more I want to look at. All right. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. I think we've been silent long enough. All right. It's time to just put the facts out there and speak the truth. And if people can't take it, that's on them. The Most High, which is YaHuWaH, would prefer us, when we speak, to speak the truth. Not trying to hurt feelings, not trying to start fights and start wars and be disrespectful and all those things, but we can't allow somebody else's lack of control of their emotions or their lack of desire to know what the facts are determine what we allow to come out of our mouth and what we will and won't say. Some things we do need to be quiet on. Some things we don't need to open our mouth on. But then again, there are some things that we're going to have to be bold, courageous, honest, all right, and just speak what the truth is. There's nothing new under the sun, all right? Everything that's going on now in some way, shape, or form has happened before, all right? But we are in a new modern age where it's harder for people to determine what's real and what's fake, what's right and what's wrong, what's good and what's evil. And when you have a whole society built to betray and deceive people, it's going to take those of us who can see the betrayal and who can see through the deceit to speak those things that the Most High wants us to speak. It's not a time to be afraid. It's not a time to be scary. But it is a time to be wise. It is a time to know what the word of YaHuWaH is saying. And it is a time to be willing to stand on that word. Hope this helps somebody today. Much love, y'all. Shalom.